Either you fight for survival or you become the prey. You become the hunted. Those themes are explored really, really well in this movie. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Justin here. As always, thank you for stopping by and clicking on today's video. Do me a favor, will you, and like this video, subscribe. If you've already watched a couple of my videos, go ahead and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. And I think we're done with housekeeping now. So today is an exciting one, guys. I'm really excited to talk about Hunter x Hunter as the first episode in a brand new series called Lost in the Shuffle. In this new series, I'll be taking a look at movies new and old that may have slipped through the cracks, that may have passed you by, that I think deserve your attention. We are just inundated and overwhelmed with choice, and it can be really easy to miss some really under-the-radar gems. So that's the point of this new series, Lost in the Shuffle, discussing movies that I feel are, well, lost in the shuffle, and Hunter x Hunter is one of those movies. This movie deserves your attention, and today we're going to take a quick look at it. Hunter x Hunter is a 2020 survival horror thriller directed and written by Shawn Linden. It stars Camille Sullivan, Summer H. Howell, Devon Sawa, and Nick Stahl, amongst others. Now, Hunter x Hunter is a movie that I've been really excited to check out. It's been on my radar for quite some time, mainly for two reasons. Those two reasons being Devon Sawa and Nick Stahl, two incredibly talented actors that in recent years we haven't heard too much from. Now, Nick Stahl is an actor that we've seen in tons of things, but his most memorable performance, in my opinion, was in the movie Bully by Larry Clark, the same director that did Kids. It's an extremely dark, brutal murder plot movie. It's really wild, set in this small town with a bunch of teenagers that plot the murder of their friend. It also stars Brad Renfro. All the performances in that movie are amazing. He was also in the HBO, the short-lived HBO series Carnival, and he's been in other things like Terminator 3. But he's a phenomenal actor that ran into some life troubles in the late 90s and early 2000s, but he's finally been making a comeback, as has Devon Sawa. A lot of you guys remember Devon Sawa from movies like SLC Punk, Casper from way back in the day, and of course Final Destination. His recent comeback honestly started with The Fanatic with John Travolta, which I don't even want to get started talking about that movie because I can talk about it for hours. Just watch that. It's one of those so bad it's good movies.
Chocolate mousse. I can't talk too long. I gotta poo.
But Devon Sawa's performance is actually surprisingly good. It was directed by Fred Durst. Devon Sawa is kind of the standout performance as far as like a legitimately good performance. John Travolta is a standout performance for other reasons.
Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
It's so good to see Devon Sawa and Nick Stahl both making comebacks in the same year with a really strong movie like Hunter x Hunter. I think the last thing I saw Nick Stahl in was probably Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines back in 06, 07, whenever that movie came out. And now Devon Sawa's obviously making his comeback in the Chucky series and The Fanatic, and now Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter tells the story of Devon Sawa's character Joseph and his family who live in a remote wilderness as fur trappers, but their tranquility is threatened when they think they are being hunted by the return of a rogue wolf, and Joseph leaves them behind to track it. Now, very intentionally, before I watched this movie, I let myself know very a little about it, and I think that was really important in how exciting I thought this movie was. So I'm going to be really, probably overly spoiler-free and vague in my description of this movie, but I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, hopefully to entice you guys to watch it, because this movie is amazing, particularly the ending. It's a shocking ending. The ending of this movie is absolutely insane. One of the most visually disturbing things I've seen in a movie in a very long time. Although the Hunter x Hunter is infamous for that ending scene, it doesn't completely rely on that to be a good movie. There is so much to like about Hunter x Hunter as far as the performances, the directing style, the cinematography, the remote locations. Hunter x Hunter has so much to offer other than that insane visual in the end of the movie that will definitely be seared into your brain. insane. Joe, played by Devon Sawa, and his family live in this insanely remote cabin in the woods. They don't have electricity. They don't have running water. They go to streams to get their water, and they live off the food that they catch. They're fur trappers. From the first few minutes of this movie, you see where they live. You see how they live. You see that Joe is an extremely talented hunter and fur trapper. They show him sort of showing his daughter the ropes on skinning animals and tanning hide, because that's how they make their money, by selling the hides and furs and stuff to the people in the city. You could also tell that Joseph's wife, Anne, is not too stoked about living in the sticks anymore, being that there's recently been a threat of a wolf coming around and posing a really big threat. Now, one of the most amazing things that Hunter x Hunter does is completely subverts your expectations about what you might be expecting from this movie. I remember when I started reading about it and watched the trailer, I wasn't sure if it was a supernatural movie or a creature feature or some sort of weird backwoods slasher movie. I really didn't know. And the movie continues to build that suspense and sort of like make you question what the hell is going on all the way until about the second act. And that suspense and that ambiguity is something that carries the movie along all the way through like the second act, when finally Devon Sawa, basically to protect his family, leaves on a trek to find this wolf, then starts making some discoveries. Now, there's a point in the middle of the movie where it makes a drastic turn that you're really not expecting, that keeps the movie really fresh, because admittedly, at the beginning of Hunter x Hunter, it could be described as a little slow. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I love these slow burn character pieces. They're the type of movies that really suck me in the most, when the characters are really good and the performances are amazing, and you get all of that with Hunter x Hunter. Now, the title Hunter x Hunter tells you a lot about what this movie is and what the themes are. Everybody in this movie is avoiding being the prey. Everybody either has to be a hunter or be the hunted. That's just the way it goes. Everybody is trying to fight to survive in this movie. I'm really not going to give you any more plot details, because I promise you this movie will shock you. It'll take you places that you were not expecting. That if you allow yourself to fully absorb yourself into the world of the movie, sink into the characters, and just be along for the ride, this movie will absolutely pay off for you. But it isn't a non-stop action fest, but it's shot brilliantly. Like I said, the end will absolutely shock you, and there's some really cool things that happen along the way that build really great suspense. And it was honestly just so awesome to see Nick Stahl and Devon Sawa back on screen. They give amazing performances. Devon Sawa playing this really gritty, kind of grisly backwoods type of character. Camille Sullivan, the wife, gives an amazing performance. Her character arc from the beginning of this movie to the end is just incredible. She gives an amazing performance, and Nick Stahl is also amazing. To get the most out of this movie, you're going to have to go in blind, take my word for it, and just let the movie unfold, and I promise it'll be worth it. If I had to critique this movie in any way or find something that I think people might see as a negative, some people may think that the first like half hour of this movie is just a little slow for them. I'd understand, but if you're all about the characters, if you're all about atmosphere and suspense building, you'll dig it, but some people might see that as a negative. Another small critique, which really isn't a negative, is the rewatchability on this movie might not be that high once you've already sort of seen the cards of this movie. Once the secrets have been revealed, you may not go back and want to rewatch this a bunch, with the exception of maybe that last scene. So rewatchability is a little low on this one. I'd give the rewatchability probably right in the middle at about a 5. But upon first watch, it'll absolutely leave your just jaw on the floor. The ending is that crazy. If you haven't seen it and you do go watch Hunter x Hunter, I want you to come back in these comments below and let me know what you thought about that ending scene, because I promise it'll shock you. So I really appreciate you guys clicking on this video. I hope you guys enjoy this new series, Lost in the Shuffle. This is episode 1 with many more to come. I'm also starting my It Came from the 90s series. I just posted my very first episode of It Came from 92 with Death Becomes Her. I just posted my first episode of It Came from 94 with Brain Scan. So I'm going to keep these series coming. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I think we're done here. Stay weird, always be yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.